now. Let me just fire up the voice record. Alright, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is Triumph Man and I will be casting this match between Absolute Legends and Zero. Zero are in fact the GDB team, however they have rebranded as of late. And I've got to just double check once again. Let me just bring up, see what they're sitting on at the moment. Okay, so Absolute Legends currently sitting on 2 wins for 4 games. Zero tied up on 2 wins for 4 games as well. So both teams trying to chalk up a 3rd win here. Trying to catch up to Virtus Pro and Empire, who are currently sitting on top with 100% wins. But it looks like Zero, they've decided to ban out the Dirge, the Undying, straight up. Absolute Legends following up with a Jakiro ban. Of course, Jakiro extremely popular because he is one of those A-grade supports at the moment. Probably could use a slight nerfed Ice Path. It's what honestly makes him so good at the moment. The Ice Path, such a low cooldown. It's a great stun as well, got a really good duration, and of course it's a lot easier to aim as well. I think there is still some discussions whether or not there's a bug with the aiming thing, but I need to double check whether or not that's been resolved, or whether or not it's been said that that's a new feature to the spell itself.
Reserve time.
And also should mention that currently Absolute Legends are playing with a standing Korok instead of Vigos tonight. Vigos' birthday today, so he's off getting drunk, drinking way too much vodka, one would assume. Second ban here for AL, though. They do have the first pick, so they can decide to leave in one of the powerhouse heroes if they want to. They decide to get rid of Templar Assassin. She's often banned out, often picked up as well. But it looks like they will ban out the Wisp as well. Absolute Legends, they're allowed to get their hands on the Batrider. Batrider, of course, a really good positional ganker and a very good initiator. Once he gets his Blink Dagger, though, he has to find time to farm that Blink Dagger. He doesn't really have the same impact without it. It's a very different beast. Once he gets his Blink Dagger, can play a lot more aggressively, a lot more forward, and can try and just pick off and isolate heroes. It also helps if he can get his hands on a 4-stuff after that, just to increase his mobility. He's a position and mobility based hero.
10 seconds
Of course, he also does a lot of damage as well during the mid game with Sticky Napalm as well as the Firefly.
5 seconds remaining.
Now the double pick for Zero. Will they decide to grab up the Darkseer? Yes, there we go. They grab the Darkseer, also the Bounty Hunter. It looks like Zero will be playing very aggressively, and of course we've seen exactly how well that Bambo on the Bounty Hunter, well actually in this case, this could actually be a jungling Darkseer. This might actually be Kuriki in the jungle with the Darkseer. We've got the Suicide Solo Bounty Hunter, unless they're planning to actually try and dual lane. But Bounty Hunter, I don't think they would go and dual lane. I think he was most likely to be the Suicide Solo, and they'd probably throw Darkseer in the jungle just because he can jump in. He's a lot better if he can just jump out and pressure a different lane there. If he can get in behind a hero with Iron Shell, that's very devastating.
5 seconds remaining.
But we'll see what happens with this pick. I mean, if you really want to, you can even throw him into it. He's one of the heroes. He can go just about anyway. I mean, he can even handle a mid lane. He can handle any of those solo lanes. So you can, as long as you pick up the Darkseer, you can slot him into just about anything. AL though, they might want to grab up either the Tide Hunter or the Enigma here, just to make sure that they don't, just to make sure that Zero don't get their hands on. Although they decide to go the Rubik, which can have a similar result, of course. If you get that skill in, of course, you can just nick the Black Hole very easily, as long as Rubik stays back. I am definitely a little worried though, because it looks like Zero will have the chance to pick up one of them. They could grab themselves. I think in this case, I feel like the Tide Hunter would possibly be the better option here. Unless they're planning, they could go just pick Enigma and send him in the solo mid. Especially if AL are planning to dual mid the Chaos Knight. Of course, we've seen exactly how powerful the dual mid Chaos Knight was last night as well, with Pulse running it several times. Pretty much every single time the Chaos Knight did extremely well in that situation, but Zero deciding to take their time here. They're going to go into overtime just a little bit once again. I would not be surprised if they go for some AoE hero though, because if they don't pick an AoE hero now, an AoE CC hero right now, then chances are AL are going to ban them out during the next phase. That would be quite crazy not to. He's definitely acting as a huge force multiplier, that Darkseer, and of course. I actually saw a random video of that Darkseer wall actually completely screwing over people when they stop inside it with a Centaur buff on them. You might want to check that out. I think it's possibly still on the front of the second page of the Dota 2 subreddit at the moment. Looks like Zero will take their time here. They're going to decide to roll through a bit. I mean, they could, if they really wanted to, they could even decide to pick up like the Naga Siren as well. Although I think that would be a fairly, I'm not too in love with the Naga Siren pick anymore, to be honest. Not only because I just dislike the hero, she's annoying to play against, annoying to watch in action because she's often a bit of a buzzkill. But at the same time, if they pick Naga Siren now, you'll probably see a lot of the combo AoE heroes banned out anyway, so I think we may see Naga Siren banned in the second phase, though, if they allow her to slip through, because as it is, she's still extremely difficult to stop once she starts. She gets off to a good start. And you see the Absolute Legends, there are a lot of heroes that want to get into close proximity. They don't have anything that's good at a distance that can just try and fend her off. As you can often see the Disruptor picked against her, stuff like that. In fact, speaking of Disruptor would be a fantastic pick to go with the to go with Zero's lineup at the moment. Although they decided to go with Leshrac. I'm just wondering if we'll see a sort of a semi-carry Leshrac. Leshrac has sort of fallen down the list of heroes that gets picked up. He was all the rage about 3-4 weeks ago, and now he's just sort of not picked as much anymore. We often see the Takiro, the Batrider, of course, rushed ahead of him. Rubik as well, often picked ahead of Leshrac, as you've seen it again tonight. But now the next series of bans here.
10 seconds.
Now the next series of bans here, and we'll see the Rasta banned out. An interesting choice there from Absolute Legends. I guess they're wary of the pushes at the moment. Keep It Light also banned by Zero. No real big surprise. He's often played in tandem with the Chaos Knight. In fact, they could have just gone for another support with the Chaos Knight and run a very, very aggressive tri-lane. Keep It Light also works at a pinch, taking the Suicide Soul if you really want him to, but we also got to figure out where the Batrider is going to go. Of course, he does function in the jungle, can solo mid, can Suicide Solo. But I am expecting some more AoE to get banned out here by Absolute Legends. I think don't really think they want to allow stuff like the Enigma to slip through at the moment, but they decided to get rid of the Titanner, of course, the other really big nasty AoE there. And Enigma actually being banned out by, Enigma actually banned out by Zero there. That's one of the things you can do, of course. You get hit by that vacuum, you can just counter-initiate off it. But we've seen the two big AoEs gone. Of course, I suppose there is still something like the Centaur, not the Centaur, the Magnetor left. That is still there, although that said, I haven't seen a whole lot of Magnetor at all ever. But Tiny gets banned next. And we have Invoker as the final ban there from Zero. They're a little bit worried about Sony getting his hands on that Invoker. Of course, Sony is fairly lethal when he does. I'm just waiting to see what kind of hard carry they pick up. The Zero pick up here for Black. Black pretty much exclusively plays the hard carry type heroes, so I'm expecting one to come out here from Zero. And they've got a pretty good selection of choice here. I mean, they could go for the Anti-Mage, the Void. They want.
10 seconds.
Those are probably the top two hard right-click carries at the moment. They get played the most. Although, of course, we saw Phantom Lancer the other night as well being played by Black, and Black got a ridiculous amount of money with it. Lifestealer as well. We also saw Black pick up the Lifestealer and go to town with it. I'm not sure how I feel about the Lifestealer in this case, just because they've got the Batrider, can shut him down even through his magic immunity. And also, of course, it can be a little bit difficult for him to try and target fire something when he's getting kited around with stuns and also not knowing which target to hit when Chaos Knight has illusions going everywhere. And I see people are already making jokes about Kuriki and Kurok. Alright then. Lina now the next pick though, and this is what I mean. You can pick up just about any support there with a stun, and they go very, very nicely with the Chaos Knight.
10 seconds remaining.
And this is actually something we saw before Wisp and Chaos Knight started getting popular. Leshrac/Lina with Chaos Knight was extremely popular, just because they've got a lot of firepower there between them with all the nukes. And Enchantress the next pick up here from, from Zero. I guess we'll be possibly seeing Kuriki playing that Enchantress there, but we'll see. Darkseer possibly go. I'm just wondering, maybe the. Oh, wait a minute. Now, if I remember correctly, we saw somebody play the Jungling Bounty Hunter. Now, who was that? It might have actually been Zero. Somebody ran a Jungling Bounty Hunter earlier in the week, and that might have actually been Zero. It wasn't so much a Jungling Bounty Hunter. What they did is they had someone to go and knock down the trees. And in this case, it could be Leshrac. He'll just run out straight away with his stun, chop down the trees at the easy camp. Actually, no, wait a minute. That was the Radiant side, though. They don't need anybody to chop that down on the dire side. They can just naturally pull that. So we might actually see Bounty Hunter using the close camps, the close easy camp and hard camp, pulling them, stacking them and pulling them. Then we'll have Enchantress playing aggressively further up in the jungle towards the far side. Or she might even plan. I don't think she can plan really to use an aggressive jungle strategy here. I think that would be a little bit too risky, but we'll see. Juggernaut, though, the final pick from Absolute Legends.
Team pick.
Okay, then. Where are they putting this This could actually be... I think this might actually be dual lanes here. Batrider solo mid. Batrider suicide solo. Chaos Knight and Lena dual mid. And then Rubik and Juggernaut in the safe lane. And there we go. Black with the Phantom Lancer. They've decided to pick that up again. One of the... I'm a little bit worried here. Absolute Legends have a good gank slash... it's alright. It's not too bad at pushing either. They can get stuck in, group up and start pushing. The split push potential from Zero is not that fantastic. And Phantom Lancer takes a lot of farm to get rolling. This does worry me a little bit. I feel like Absolute Legends could get off to a good start, and Zero just won't be able to do a whole lot about it for a while. But we'll see, we'll see. As I may need to turn down the sounds a little bit. Apparently the Halloween map is a little bit noisier. Hang on. Let me just sort that out. Audio. Game volume. Let me know if this turns down my microphone too quiet. Just testing. Okay, that looks like it does actually directly affect my microphone. Crap. Okay then. I won't be able to do that then unless I'm... Yeah, okay, yeah, that definitely affects my microphone. Alright, I can't turn on the game volume, which is actually annoying. So, hopefully the wind noise isn't too loud. If it is, let me know and I'll try and dial up the volume in XSplit, but there's not a lot I can do about the in-game microphone. Hopefully I can just shout over the top of it. I guess I didn't really think about that. Unless maybe there's a way the console can disable all this. Anyway, let's call out the players here. So playing for Absolute Legends on the Radiant side, we have Rubik being played by Come With Me, Sony playing the Juggernaut, Frieza playing Batrider, Mania on Lena, and Korok the stand-in on the Chaos Knight. Playing for the Dire side, we have Kuriki playing Enchantress, Black on the Phantom Lancer, Sing Sing playing Darkseer, probably going to solo mid. Yes, it looks like a solo mid Darkseer at the moment. Alex playing Leshrac, and Bambo, the suicidal maniac, is going to be taking that suicide lane. As to be... No, okay. No calls for remakes or anything. We will just have Kuriki... There we go. Kuriki saying go. We should be rolling in a second there. Shrek moving out onto the top lane there. Looks like he'll be babysitting Black. Fairly stock standard stuff. Like I said, you can... This is something we don't see all the...
30 seconds to battle.
Hopefully we can figure out how to eventually. But anyway, this is something we don't see all that often. The solo mid Darkseer. Not to say it won't work. It should work just fine, in all honesty. Darkseer is a very, very flexible hero. Just because we don't see that often doesn't mean it's not viable, but we'll see how it turns out. Well, at the very least, we'll see how Darkseer handles it. It is going to be a fairly dangerous lane, I feel. It looks like Korok may be taking that mid there at the moment. Lena finding herself in an invisibility rune. Looks like she will pick that up in just a second. She's going to wait for the creep to move out, though. And where is Bambo? Bambo is scouting them out. In fact, came around from the opposite side. Rubik, though, actually going to pick that up. Come with me. Oh, they saw him grab it there. So let me just check. Some people complaining about frames. Let me just lag. Let me just check. Okay, I'm not dropping frames, so whatever lag you're experiencing there, guys, there's not much I can do about it at the moment. See, the Alex tells me Sing Sing, the light strike away, going to stun him down there. We should have a couple more hits here. Sing Sing will get dropped. The 3v1 gained too much from him. However, Lena does actually take a fall as well. Looks like the Iron Shell was too much for a Darkseer. Actually picks up a revenge kill there. But that said, the first blood does go to Chaos Knight, so it looks like he will be picking up an early bottle there, I think. Yeah, it looks like he is going to be going for the early bottle. Hasn't bought up his boots. Come with me. We'll be backing up Korok. In fact, what? Wait a minute. Mania will actually be going for a... No, there we go. Come with me is heads to the bottom lane now. Not that he's really needed to be on all... To be really honest, Juggernaut should be able to handle himself against Bambo there. And it probably, Come With Me is just going to focus on stacking and utilising this jungle. As we can see, Batrider also getting to work there right now. As actually Elder Boo makes a good point there. Hang on, I am just going to do something about the sound right now. I can't really help the Dota TV sound, but this will help the stream audio. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, I brought that down a little bit. Thank you, Boo. You make a good point there.
Dire's bottom
And we see
tower
Bambo
is
taking a bit of fire there as well. Of course, a spin from Juggernaut. In fact, they've placed a very, very aggressive sentry ward here. Just to spot up Bambo. He's going to just sword to the face here and have his clarity knocked off. Meanwhile, Alex is going to be stacking and pulling there. He's going to be utilising the jungle as much as possible to give Black as much free farm as he possibly can. And that is a free lane there. There's nobody there backing that up at all. See, there we go. The Firefly and sticky napalm being spread around. Batrider doing his normal stuff in the jungle. Meanwhile, Lena will be backing up Chaos Knight here still. Of course, the Iron Shell is still annoying for Chaos Knight to have to deal with. See, there is causing some serious damage. That said, Sing Sing has to play fairly defensively already. He can't really do a lot about getting close to this lineup at the moment. Now the question is, what build is Kuriki going to do? Are we going to see a machine gun build again? Or we see something a little bit more standard, a little bit safer? I honestly don't think against this lineup he can afford to do a machine gun build. If he does, there's a great chance that Lena will just hit him with Laguna Blade and he'll die. So I think we'll probably see a fairly standard build from Kuriki this match. And look at that damage from the Iron Shell, just chasing Korok back as Rubik actually gets killed in the bottom lane. They pick off Bounty Hunter. Bambo, unfortunately, being spotted up by this ward.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Apparently the in-game sound crashed once again. I'll try to fix it. I did type it in, didn't I? Voice record, yes, I did turn it on, so for some reason it turned itself off, but it's fixed now. There we go. As we see the Wildkin Warchief just harassing Korok there. However, he will cut off his Tornado short there with a Chaos Bolt, but there's not too much Sing Sing can do still. Looks like he went for an eco build here to get an early bottle, and unfortunately, there it is now. It's being shipped out right now. Actually, he probably already had it. It was just being shuttled back and forth there. Meanwhile, Kuriki saving up. No, wait a minute. Bounty Hunter getting a little bit too close there. Possibly able to take a few more hits. Ooh, lucky crit there from Sony. Looks like he's picked up. Looks like he's picked up 1 in stats. He's gone for 1 in crit, 1 in stats, and he's maxing out his spin as well. And Invis being picked up there by Chaos Knight, who's actually gone straight for power trades. Hasn't actually bothered with his bottle. Phantom Lancer just setting up for a push here. They've got the push happening right now. Of course, the 3v1. No, 3v tower actually. No defenders up there at the moment. Batrider still busy fire-flying in the jungle at the moment.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And they're an easy tower down. They're going to go for the tier 2 now. But right now, can the Radiant side actually mount any sort of defense? Batrider will be heading up there. I don't think he can really hold this off on his own, though. The spam is going to be pretty bad. If he gets close, he's going to get hit by the level 3 Spirit Lands, possibly get knocked out by a stun as well. And of course, you've got Kuriki slow to boot. I really don't feel like he can do a whole lot against this. If he tries to go, and there we go, there's the Spirit Lance. They're going to gun for it. They throw the net down as well. However, they decide to back off. The Firefly is a little bit too strong for them. They decide they don't want to have any of it. Now we get a Fade Bolt there on Bambo. Bambo now be spot up. Telekinesis is going to drop him back. No, drop him on the spot there as he's going to run back now in the opposite direction, and Sony won't have the speed to run him down and decides, you know what, I'm just going to let him roll away.
Tower is under attack.
Batrider has ducked back to the jungle. Phantom Lance is still keeping on the pressure here. However, his supports have backed off. So it looks like he will actually end up managing. Oh, it looks like he will have to back off as well. Lena try to stave off the Iron Shell creep before it completely wrecks her. You see the Firefly there. It's doing a lot of damage. Sticky Napalm. The supports are nowhere to be found. The Doppelwalk though, and Black should be able to escape. It's gone for 1 in Doppelwalk, it's gone for 1 in Doppelwalk, 1 in stats, and then maxing out Spirit Lance as well. A double damage rune spawning bottom there. Sony going to grab that. He's gone for Phase Boots straight up. Picked up his Omni Slash naturally.
Dire's top tower
See
is
Sing
under
Sing now in the
attack.
mid. Still not having too much luck there. Sing Sing currently sitting on 22-0. It's a little bit behind at the moment, but it could have been a lot worse. It's a very, very aggressive lane he's up against. There we go, Freezer now. Just going to start stacking that sticky napalm again before he starts cleaning that camp out. Bounty Hunter looks like he's building himself tranquil boots. Just got to roam and gank a fair bit. Kuriki now, does he spend his cash? There we go, he's picked up power treads. So it looks like he will be going for a normal build, not the machine gun build. Which, as we said before, would be a very risky play against Lena here. Looks like Bambo, again, could be in some trouble. Here we come. They're going to get the telekinesis off. Sony now dropping his spin in there. Baybot also doing some damage. The spin should clean him up. And there's another kill there for Absolute Legends. Bambo's lane, a bit of a tough one here. A lot of damage can be dealt out quite quickly. Meanwhile, the pressure is on, though, up in the top lane. And they've popped down some Revelation wards as well as an Observer ward. Just to keep their eye on what's going on behind him. Make sure the Black doesn't get flanked unexpectedly. Chaos Knight, he's got his power treads there, and he's gone for a pretty normal build. He's gone for Chaos Spot and Reality Rift. We'll probably max him out before he gets any levels in anything else. Meanwhile, Freezer finished up his Tranquil Boots. Looks like he's just going to be saving cash now. Does want to get that Blink Dagger ASAP. Come with me in the bottom lane though. Still, we're going to be left to his own devices now as Juggernaut has decided. Where has Juggernaut dropped off to? Juggernaut went back to base. Looks like he's going to head down to the mid now. I'm just waiting for them to start pushing. Actually, in this case, I think Absolute Legends probably will want to push just because going to the late game, I really don't feel like Absolute Legends lineup has much of a chance. We saw exactly how nasty the illusions can get on Phantom Lancers. It looks like Korok down some trouble, drops the stun, he gets 3 seconds there. He's going to try and surge him in there, but it's not going to happen though. As we see the Batrider get the Firefly and the Flaming Lasso there on the bounty hunter. Bambo will take another fall there, as now they've got the Firefly there on Sing Sing. Sing Sing also gets cleaned up, a 3v1 situation in the mid, and a very easy kill there. Easy couple of kills for Absolute Legends. Chaos Knight though does get picked off in the end, as it looks like Kuriki did manage to run him down. Kuriki now trying to get away. Can they run him down? As it looks like Come With Me won't get in range. Phantom Lancer going to head in there. Probably going to drop a slow if they get too close. Sony now still has his ultimate up. But towards the late game, especially if Black gets the same amount of farm as he did last time, and he actually spends that 40. If you didn't watch yesterday's match against Pulse, Black on his Phantom Lancer match had 14,000 gold in the bank that he did not spend. And he completely wrecked them with it. So, you know, he had enough of multiple hearts or something ridiculous like that. Just considering how tanky these illusions can get, I really don't feel good. As we see the Laguna Blade, they get dropped with Kuriki. Kuriki gets cleaned up there. We've also lost a Juggernaut as well. But now it looks like Reality Rift there on Alex. Alex now going to take a fall. They clean him up nice, and he's also Rubik getting caught out there by Black and Bambo. Bambo now trying to run away. Black getting hit there by a Chaos Knight. He's also been stunned up. He's going to try and teleport out, knocked back by the Flame Break, and it looks like he will get cleaned up here. There's no real escape for him. A couple more hits there. There we go. The Magic Wand not enough to save him. Bambo, the only one to walk away from that. It looks like they traded 2 for 3 there. Bit of a messy engagement. Sing Sing now just trying to catch up with some farm in mid. He's got his Soul Ring, got his bottle now. It's actually got some mana. He's actually got some mana regen now. It's going to put the pressure on the mid tower. It looks like they might try and pick him off here. Do we have Omni Slash up? Yes, Omni Slash is still up. How he surges away just in time. And Sony doesn't look. No, he gets the Omni Slash off and then immediately spins. Sing Sing jukes back in the opposite direction. Can he get a surge off in time? No, he can't. And Sony somehow just gets the distance. The phase boots enough to close the gap. They're overpowering the regular shoes that Darkseer is wearing. As Bambo has found himself a double damage rune. Come with me now. About to come. Well, actually, we might see Bambo try and pick him off there. As we see, tries to block him and then actually jumps back for a second. Telekinesis tries to dump him off of the cliff. A good move there from Bambo to immediately duck away from the cliff so he didn't get trapped up there. Finished up Rubik with a Shuriken toss there. And he's actually maxed out the Shuriken. He's not maxing out Janata. Has gone for 2 in Janata and just 1 in his Windwalker at the moment. Juggernaut now. Looks like he's possibly working towards a Yasha here. Meanwhile, Black being left to his own devices. This, I think, is a very dangerous situation. Leaving Black to free farm. Black currently sitting on 62 and 9. Gold per minute wise, he's almost at the 400 mark. That said, Juggernaut has been doing quite well for himself as well, but just hasn't been given quite the same level of complete free farm and inattention there. Also, it looks like the Radiant side are losing towers a lot faster, in danger of losing this mid. Maybe they could sneak in a deny here. We've got a hero swooping around there. Can they get the stun? And we've got Split Earth there being picked up by Come With Me. We're going to lose the Darks here. Lina also getting picked off. Firefly, they're going to pick up Bambo. Bambo trying to disengage here. Looks like he might be able to get away. He's dusted up for the moment. Reality Rift there on Alex. A 3-second stun as well. Chaos Knight should finish him off. And it looks like Kuriki will also get picked off there by Rubik. A double kill for Rubik, and the tower still stands. In fact, took barely any damage in that engagement. It is not... Actually, it is just in deny range. They might actually pick that off in a second. Now Kuriki's making some motions. I think he's saying they might come up top. So watch out there. See, looks like... Do we have Sony? He's not got an ult for 8 seconds. Bambo should be able to walk away from this. Bambo, of course, can actually just hit invis and disappear. Of course, then again, does have the 1 second fade time at the moment. That's a bit rough. More top lane, we see Black now. Still farming, still being left completely to his own devices. Batrider, though, has a Blink Dagger. If anything's going to improve stuff, it's going to be that Blink Dagger. Allows him to pick people off so much easier. Meanwhile, Chaos Knight saving up at the moment. I'm just wondering if he's going to go for that fast element. If it looks like he might actually be going for drums. He's picked the brace, and now Korok decides to deny that mid tower. And they're saying, a couple of heroes here saying to sweep around and gank Bambo from the rear. I think they've changed their mind, realizing Bambo's pushing up against the tower anyway. They might as well just move in and try and pick him off. Come with me now. Going to move in directly in on Bambo. He's going to get the telekinesis there. Lina now's going to set up that stun before he can disappear. Oh, they've got the ward down anyway. Doesn't matter. Lina finishes there with a Laguna Blade. And there's just way too much firepower for poor old Bambo to stand up to that. Korok now nearly 2,000 gold. Going to be chased around by that Iron Shell some more. See how much that hurts. He's there for a few seconds. The creep just wrecks him. Yasha is completed for the Juggernaut. I think he might... I think when we've seen Juggernaut play, Jim sits on a low-level Yasha and just goes, you know what, let me just get a low-level Yasha just for movement speed. This will make him very, very swift indeed. Meanwhile, up top, no, that's just illusion stacks up there. Nobody being surrounded by them. Bring up the items for a moment, see who's got what. Kuriki now has picked up. What the hell? Oh, right, it says coffin there for no good reason. Kuriki has picked up a point booster. Other than that, it doesn't look like any major item pickups. Black is still camping on money at the moment by the looks of things. Yeah, he's sitting on 2.2k. Now, last time I saw him do this, he went for an early Diffusal Blade. He didn't go for the fast radiance or anything, just went straight for that Diffusal Blade. Meanwhile, in the jungle here, looks like Come With Me is into trouble, although it looks like Bambo will try and back off. He's tracked up, though. Come With Me stealing his track, and the speed boost should allow Juggernaut to run him down. There we go. Track assist there for Juggernaut as well. Always hilarious to steal those track spells and then just start spamming it back non-stop at the enemy team and setting him up for a huge, setting your team up for a huge gold boost. Now we see Batrider in the top lane trying to slow down this Phantom Lancer here. This Phantom Lancer responding with a Spirit Lance, telling Batrider to get the hell out of his face. Batrider likely to go for a Force Staff next. See, gold per minute at the moment. Korok not doing as well as you'd like. 318, 385 for the Juggernaut, and 400 plus there for Black. Playing his Phantom Lancer. Now Bambo moving in, going to try and set something off from Freezer here. Freezer going to cop a bit of sticky napalm. They're going to do the double slow there. Firefly kicking in there. Lina jumping in there. There's the dust as well. They can insta-give Black and then instantly clean up Bambo as well. Those two heroes are way too glassy to deal with these nukes just straight up. Fade Bolt also. Spirit Lance being tossed in there for good measure. As we see, Chaos Knight has had his illusions stolen by Kuriki, and of course, stealing those 100% damage illusions is going to be some pretty mean stuff later in the game. Courier picking up a Vitality booster as well as a Void Stone. Who's the Void Stone going to? Void Stone looks like it's going to... possibly going to go to Lina in a second. Vitality booster going to Batrider there. And no, the Void Stone looks like it's going to Sony. Looks like he's building a Battle Fury instead. Just wants that Battlefield, which will help accelerate his farm. Also, the cleaver is also nice for just pushing as well. Now the tower under threat here. Bambo going invisible there, and also going to have the Iron Shell stacked and have a counter ward tossed down. Not a bad move there by Absolute Legends. This will alert them to his presence if he decides to pop out. Mid tower looks like he's just going to cop a bit of damage, then he will back off there. Bambo checking for the 16-minute rune, doesn't find anything, going to head to the bottom lane now. In fact, everybody heading to the bottom lane. They were looking for Juggernaut. Juggernaut, though, rotating back to mid. They're just going to go down to the bottom lane and push now. See if they can clean up that tower and counter push rather than trying to defend in the mid lane. Should be an easy tower now. No defense is really being mustered there by Zero. Kuriki now back up. Let's have a look at the overall goal gain at the moment. It's currently 2k plus. Advantage to the raid side. See, it was actually favouring the Dire for a little while. Experience-wise, same deal, but it's now a 7.5k plus lead there to the raid. See a Firefly, and they're going to knock Bambo back. Bambo now being dusted up. They're looking for him. I think they've seen him. Yes, they've seen Bambo. Bambo unable to hide. There's the Firefly. Going to drag him back. Throws in a track to try and help himself out, but he's trapped inside the Firefly under a tower, dusted up. There's no real hope for him there. Meanwhile, though, Black, of course, doing whatever the hell he pleases. He's going to try and clean up Rubik as well. He's chasing after Rubik. He's been slow, though. Rubik throwing a Spirit Lance back in his face. A 4-second stun there. A telekinesis as well. And it looks like this will backfire for Black, who is now sitting underneath the tower and gets shot in the face. Just got a little bit too close there, apparently, and copped it. Sing decides he doesn't want to push down that mid lane. He's going to stay safe. Batrunner now bulking up a bit. I do feel the next item should be a 4-star, though. Though he's kind of hurting for matter at the moment. There's a regeneration rune at the bottom spot. He'll pick that up. That's Kuriki now. He is picking up Argadem Scepter now. This doesn't always mean Machine Gun Enchantress. The Machine Gun Enchantress, the reason I don't think it's Machine Gun Enchantress is because he hasn't gone for the phase boots, and also it would just be really, really dangerous to try and pull off against Lina. See Bambo taking another hit there. The Flame Break, he's going to try and get surged up by Sing Sing. Can Sing Sing get there in time? Going to vacuum them back. It should be able to hold them off, although the Shrek gets in, the mech gets popped there by Darkseer. Darkseer coming in the nick of time to heal his teammates up, as it looks like Sony actually manages to pick up Enchantress there, and Omni Slash going to bring her down. Meanwhile, the Radiant Heroes stacking up on the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to try and push the tier 2 tower. Windwalk being popped there by Rubik. He's going to try and use that to get into position. He might be able to set up the gank here on Bambo. Bambo getting hit by Faithful, and that's a wrap there. Lina insta-giving him again. The Laguna Blade and Faithful combining to just way too much firepower. Now we've got the Phantasm there by Korok. He's just going to charge in here, clean up this tower fairly easily using their push power. And this is what I was worried about. Phantom Lancer, as powerful he is in the late game, he takes a very long time to farm, especially when Black is refusing to buy items again. He's sitting on 4.2k gold. This is what I'm worried about. We might see a Rax push for the next 5 minutes, and I fear that Black will not be ready to help defend with any great ease. I feel like the only reason this is going as well as it is because he's been left alone for the most part. Sings in now 1k in the bank. And while Lina's coming back to the bottom lane, Bambo possibly about to get picked up again. No, he fades into invis and walks away from the Revelation Ward. Looks like they're just going to defend the bottom lane for a bit. Both teams sort of trying to stand up. Really at this point in time, Zero, they want to engage as little as possible. AL's lineup is much superior at team fighting right now. They're better at ganking right now. And Zero, they just want time to farm. But it's going to come to an AL. They need to force these ganks, force these fights, and just keep picking people off. You see Black there. You might say misclick what he's doing there, but he was actually just trying to CS, but that wasn't actually looking to harass Sony there. Wouldn't have been of any great use at all, considering he does have a Perseverance as well. Looks like he is about 600 gold away, though, from finishing off his Battle Fury. And this is what worries me quite a bit. The experience lead is huge for Absolute Legends. Currently sitting on 10,000 plus in the experience chart. A 4.5k gold lead, which is nice, but really at this point in time, 21 minutes in, it's all about the experience, the levels, having the level 2, level 3 ults. See, Bounty Hunter still hasn't got his level 2 track. We've got a level 2 ult there from Juggernaut. Chaos Knight with level 2 ult. And it was actually, okay, Phantom Lancer actually went for a fast radiance. This may actually help turn things around then. I didn't think he was going for it, but he's decided he wanted to do the fast radiance this time around. And this may help hold things off here if he can just keep spamming the illusions and sending them forth to burn people. As you can see, they're actually doing a fair bit of damage. Shuriken being tossed in for good measure. The Reality Rift, they're going to try and drag him back there. They get a stun down the lasso as well. That's poor old Black. He will be caught out here inside the Firefly as well. And cleaned up. And now the Juggernaut Ward going to heal them up as well before they go in for the push again. Meanwhile though, Come With Me playing quite riskily. Fortunately for him, it's going to pick him up and go 3v1 here, although here comes his teammate. There's the Omni Slash there, jumping all over Sing Sing, as he's going to do serious damage here to Alex. Alex trying to disengage a real great vacuum and split earth there, as a Laguna Blade though will finish Sing Sing. But that was a wonderful combo, stunning all of them there with the vacuum and split earth combo. But sadly, just the early game prowess of this lineup of Absolute Legends that they have right now, I think it's just a much better draft. And I'm going to say Zero's lineup's not as good as Turtling as you'd like in this case. I mean, it looks like they tried to hedge their bets. They've got a very turtly, headless Phantom Lancer there who wants to sit back and just turtle. But then they've got the aggressive pushing Enchantress who wants to get involved fairly early on. They've got the aggressive ganking Bounty Hunter who wants to get aggressive and get involved early on. When they really want some really big, if they had some big AoE in the mix, such as the Titan's Ravager had nice big vision, things like that, great, really powerful defensive spells and AoE stuns to go with Darkseer's Vacuum, I think that would deter Absolute Legends quite a lot more. But as it is right now, Absolute Legends have got the freedom to charge around, to tower dive, to do whatever they want. I mean, we saw Come With Me. He dived in the middle of 3 enemy heroes behind a tower with nothing more than an incomplete 4-staff and a bracer, which he's just finished his 4-staff now. That to me says you don't have much lane control. And it's just been that situation all game. They just have not had any lane control at all. It's really just allowed Absolute Legends to run riot so far. Who is triumphant now? So I believe it's Crobulus. I believe it's the default announcer. In fact, let me just... Oh, actually we can have the Juggernaut announce. Let's turn that on, seeing as Sing Sing's got it. So now his Battle Fury is done. What will he build next? We might even see, we could possibly even see a Vlad's from someone just to help them push. Chaos Knight, he's got his BKB done. You see there, he's just used 1 charge on his drums. So Batrider now has a 4-staff to boot. A gem as well just to help spot up these guys.
Is all alone in the world, being attacked.
But yes, the Crobulus announcer is the default for the Halloween pack.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It has no
see Darkseer in the bottom lane, who's picked up a Ring of Health. This is likely going to turn into... The life ring there is, the Ring of Health actually, probably going to get turned into a pipe in a second. And it looks like gets spotted up again. Easy kill there for Absolute Legends. They will take out the second tier mid tower as well. And this is honestly not looking too good for Zero. They need to get some ganks rolling. And to pick the Bounty Hunter, they've got to put him to work now. There's not a lot they can do if he doesn't start ganking really, really hard. And the issue is they just don't have a lot of backup in these games. Kuriki's still trying to farm. Darks is still trying to get things in. It's not that fantastic as quick, swift ganks that the Bounty Hunter wants to burst out there. And of course, it pretty much comes down to Leshrac and Bounty Hunter to try and set up these ganks. But that's not really that good there. Now they're going to dive in here. We're getting the Wall of Telekinesis as well. The Laguna Blade going to dive in there. So it looks like we're going to have also the Omni Slash. Sony though going to spin out there. He's going to try and duck back there. Jelena didn't burn that Laguna Blade. Got that wrong. It must have been somebody else's lightning. Meanwhile, Lena getting whirlwinded there by her own Yules, in fact. Going to try and escape. Throws down a Light Strike away. Korok now still alive. Has been tracked up. They're trying to disengage here. There's another Spirit Lance on Sony. Sony trying to back off as it looks like Leshrac has his spell mid-cancel there. As there's that Laguna Blade. Lena gets cleaned up, but throws the Laguna Blade in Kuriki's face there now. They're going to try and clean off Frieza. Frieza backing off there. The Impetus, so much distance. Takes out Kuriki, and they're going to jack the gem there. Bambo's going to take that. He gets it killed on Rubik as well. The Reality Rift Spirit Lance as well. Can they take out Bambo? Great split earth there. The counter-attack. They clean up Chaos Knight. The buyback there from Batrider is going to be too little too late. And they also take out Rubik as well. And the gem is back on the floor. I think they've just realized they need to go and pick that up. And a great hold there from Zero. That was exactly the kind of fight they needed. And it looks like this Radiance during the team clash has made all the difference now. Phantom Lance is just going to want to tank up a little bit now. And I see some people asking why Sing Sing got no boots, because he's relying on Surge to get him around. He's sort of cut his build short. And he's kind of short on item slots now as well, as you might have noticed. You see there, he's got all of his necessary items. He's building the Dark Seer, he's building the Hood as well. He's just relying on Surge to get him mobile in the fights. And we often see this, we actually occasionally see this on heroes like Weaver as well, or even Nature's Prophet. Heroes that have a lot of natural mobility. See, the Shracto has recovered that gem. He's feeling kind of poor though. He's had to pick up a pair of braces because that's all he can afford right now. Dire Creep pressing on the top tower here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Double damage being picked up by Black. I'm just looking through the items at the moment, see if anybody's picked up anything. Bambo now working towards... Bambo trying to pick himself... Make himself a Black King bar at the moment. Sing Sing. Going to send more Iron Shells down the mid to annoy Chaos Knight some more. Chaos Knight on the other hand. Actually, Sony looks like he's building towards his Manta Style now. Has picked up an Ultimate Orb there. Now see Korok though. Korok has picked up a Reaver. And once he gets that heart done, that's going to be quite dangerous indeed. But that said, Black is farming well. He's also got another 2.3k bank, 3k gold in the bank there. Darkseer still trying to finish off that pipe. If you can get the pipe, that'll help out nicely. Well, that said, a lot of their firepower comes from physical damage. Well, of course, we've got Juggernaut as well as Chaos Knight there with the physical damage. But at the same time, they'll help protect a few people against Lena, of course, who's going absolutely crazy with the nukes and has been beating people down with those Lacuna Blades. Now, it looks like they might be considering Roshan.
Illusion.
Talking about it, although it looks like they're not. No, they are going to go for it. They will go for the Roshan pit. Well, they're just going to throw down some scouting wards here. Absolute Legends doing the smart thing, throwing down wards. The question is, will they see this time? There we go. The Whirlwind going to get tossed inside, so they get some vision. They're dying now. They know what's up. They can see what health Roshan is in. They know whether or not they need to engage. Looks like they're going to try and press in. If they can set up a good fight here and win it, they'll be able to take a free Rosh as well. There we go, Imp just being used out of distance, going to pick off some Juggernaut illusions there. Now the BKB being popped up there, vacuum back in. Can we see a Darkseer wall get tossed in here in a second? Laguna Blade is going to pick off the Darkseer before he can do anything though. Batrider getting tossed into the pit. Batrider goes down as well. And now, Zero there in full retreat, and it looks like it's going to be a full wipe here. 5 down in exchange for just a Batrider. Not a good result at all. Now they're going to press in. They've already got the mid tower down, and here we go. Absolute Legends. They can smell blood in the water. They're looking for a Rax now. Got a good 20 seconds to pick it up, and they've got the damage to do it too. You can see this drop fairly quickly. So it looks like, you know, even the backdoor protection is not going to save them here. Back to creep wave all the way back down here. They lose the mid tower there, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to take this. Actually, they might not. The glyph was popped, might buy them enough time. They've got another 5 seconds. They can hold for 5 seconds. Maybe they can get it. It looks like it's going to be pretty close here. The stun gets thrown in by Lena just for good measure to buff up her attack speed there. They get the melee racks. They get what they come for, and then they will back off. Zero just seconds away from being able to come to time. I do like that decision to go and take the racks rather than just taking Roshan. This will get them a good early setup here and allow them to put a lot of pressure on the other lanes now. We see Phantom Lancer unfortunately needs to bulk up a bit. In fact, he might even just be building a heart next. We'll see.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
I had the feeling he could just possibly be trying to get a heart next just to bulk himself up. And of course, the tanky illusions, the harder they are to get rid of, the longer that Radiance burn lasts. At the same time, though, we've got to remember that Rubik does have a null field, which really does limit the effectiveness of Radiance, as well as the fact that somebody is possibly working on a pipe. In fact, nobody's working on a pipe, so I take that back. That I figured they'd be getting a pipe, but it looks like they're just going to be relying on null field here from the Rubik. Kuriki now, he's got 1k in the bank there. Hasn't decided what he wants to spend it on yet.
About time.
Zero mastering up here. It looks like they're getting ready for the push, and it looks like Absolute Legends. They know they've got the advantage here. The double damage is about to wear off though. There's the Darkseer wall. He's going to spawn an illusion there just off the Chaos Knight, and they baited. Oh, that's a great bait there. They baited out the wall. They're going to back off here. And they're going to wait for that wall to go away, and then they'll probably push in again. Or actually, no, it looks like they're just going to teleport back and make sure they defend their lanes. They've got 2 lanes being pushed in here on this side. Alright, let's just play it safe. Mid lane should actually push itself back, though. Perseverance being sent out. I'm just wondering who it's going to go to here. Looks like it might be going to Lena. No, it's headed to Juggernaut. Hang on, wait a minute. Just wonder. Wait a minute. Who is this going? What is this? Is this going to be? I'm just wondering if we're going to possibly see a refresher Juggernaut build here. I've seen it before. It's actually quite silly, but at the same time, it can actually pretty much instantly destroy here. It's just against the Phantom Lancer wouldn't work that well. In fact, a more likely explanation is the fact that he's possibly just stacking Battle Furies. I think it's a more likely explanation here for Juggernaut rather than going for a refresher. I mean, it's not. It actually, you can tear people apart with a refresher Juggernaut. It's just, it can be countered quite heavily just by Ghost Scepters, as well as the fact there's going to be a million Phantom Lancer illusions running around as well, which will absorb a lot of hits.
By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. What a brave tower.
See some random Juggernaut comments there, but anyway, come with me now. It's just sending some nukes, just putting the pressure on this lane. It looks like Absolute Legends, they can smell victory here. They want to get stuck in, and it is going to be another Battle Fury. So he's working on number 2, so he can cleave while he cleaves. Batrider now, just getting some flying vision. Smart move from here. He's just looking to see if he can get a pick off. If he can force someone they want to get. If they can pick up Darkseid before the wall up, that would be fantastic. They've got the nukes to do it. As then we get Batrider, look at that mobility, dives in, and they go straight. So Sing Sing, they don't quite manage to finish him though, but they will actually pin him down away from the barracks, and this should finish off. There we go, Rally Rift and an attack there. A great play by Frieza. They knew who they had to target fire, and they went for it. Fantastic maneuver, and they should be able to clean up this mid-racks now. Now the wall is gone.
Dire's bottom tower was never my favorite.
So it looks like they might actually lose. Come with me, no backing up here. Mid-racks are being beaten on by Korok. Korok now does have his heart. He's very, very tough to kill. They're very, very strong. There's a Mania moving back in. Mania though missing his stun. Gonna throw out some phase bolt there. Look out, there's gonna be a Bambo coming through again. Gets picked up by Telekinesis. Laguna Blade as well. Bambo takes a fall there. And now the spinner's ward off. Sony's though still chopping away. There are the crits. Kuriki now as well being brought down. And this looks like a GG. I don't really think it's a whole lot. They're giving a buyback there from Bambo. Immediately getting struck down. Immediately getting struck down by an Omni Slash. As we also see a buyback there from Sing Sing, I believe, as well as Black. Trying to get back in the mix, but they get what they came for. They get the melee racks, and it looks like they're going to disengage here. Can he vacuum back for a second? Those both. Sony I was going to say for a second that he did not just Omni Slash, did he? He did not. It's just his attack animation for a moment there, as they will take out Batrider. And now Sony actually going to pop his healing ward, just going to charge around here. He's going to sit inside. He's going to actually try and work on the range racks there, as he loses his healing ward. Those things are going to dive in and take that out. Sony though, he's finished up his cleave volley cleaves business. Will he get a third is the question. So Phantom Lancer, he's built level 1 Diffusal Blade there. Still, I really feel like Phantom Lancer probably should have tanked up a little bit more. At the very least, this will give his illusions a lot of damage. But right now the issue is more that they're very easy to kill. If he sits them inside the Firefly, they're probably going to die fairly quickly. But if he picks up, if he can pick up a heart or something, it will make the illusions ridiculously tough to get rid of. Of course, we've seen Naga starting exactly how hard and how tanky hers can be when she picks up a heart. Of course, I think hers take less damage, actually. Actually, yeah, no, hers take a lot less damage, 150% less damage, so then again, it may not be as effective as you'd like, but Korok now going to charge up Kuriki here, not quite getting sight of Kuriki. Kuriki backing off. More Black stuck in the mid, but looks like a potential gank here. Sony now farming away there. He's got another 3.7k in the bank. Kuriki now realizing he's possibly in danger, just back up. Juggernaut, actually no. There's a Phantom Lancer. He's actually going to try and pick off the courier. Will the courier get dropped? No, it looks like they're just going to manage to duck it back just in time as they struggle to get rid of these Phantom Lancer illusions, as the courier was tailing them to pop Smoke of Deceit. Meanwhile, Juggernaut continuing to push the top lane by himself. Mr. Chaos Knight looks like he's working on his Manta now. Of course, more illusion, more because more, get more and more illusions makes him ridiculously hard to get rid of. And of course, so much confusion in the middle of the fight when you see that many illusions charging in. The 4-star forward. Great play there by Come With Me. There's going to reality rift there on top of Kuriki. They pick off Kuriki with a Laguna Blade. However, they allow the wall to go up there. They will want to back off from that, disengage from the wall of Replica. As it looks like Korok's actually going to give chase to Bambo. He's going to try and swing his way around the wall. Not going to succeed though. They will spawn an illusion, which is doing some serious damage to Sony. Sony backing off, getting spotted up there by an illusion. Frieza just decides to run to the wall because he can there, because he likes hurting himself and spawning more illusions. As we're going to have the AoE being spent by Lena just to try and clear the replica illusions there. But they are going to take out this mid-rax as well. The range one, of course, they've already got the melee one. I think they're going to try and sweep top in a second. There's a reality rip there, a stun, the 2-second stun there on Bambo. Bambo wants to drop a light strike away as well. He will get taken out there. As we see the impetus, though, going to bring down Lena as he throws out the eels there on Kuriki. Kuriki now being run down by Sony. Sony getting chase though. Sony unable to catch up. They're going to spin his way free if he can. Going to try and avoid that impetus damage. Kuriki giving chase here through the Firefly. Phantom Lance now taking surge. Impetus. It's done a lot of damage to Sony though. Runs back for a second, maybe into range. Gets purged. Goes for the kill. Black picks it up. And Black now healing up there, although he gets hit by a phase bolt, and he will get taken out there by a flame break. However, 4-star away will actually end up killing Batrider as Kuriki throws up yet another impetus shot at him. And they won't quite. They actually do not even manage to touch the top lane up there. Going to bring up the items at the moment. Batrider now probably building a Shivas with that plate mail there. Sing Sing, nothing new at the moment. Bambo, of course, dying, buying back, dying some more. Still struggling to get his Black King bar ready. So City Frieza has also picked up a Ghost Stepper. In fact, they could probably use a couple of those on a couple of heroes like Lena as well, just to try and shut down that damage there from Bambo, as well as, of course, the Phantom Lance. Getting surrounded by that is not that much fun at all. And in fact, speaking of the Ghost Steppers, the Dire Side could do with their own as well, just to try and get rid of those Omni Slashes. Also should mention that Kuriki did indeed go with the Mask of Madness, with the machine gun build, so he's gone for the machine gun build in the end. I think this is a bit of a risky play considering how much damage it's going to amplify, and there's a lot of burst nuke on the Radiant side. So definitely a risky play there for Kuriki, but we'll see how it turns out for him. It's going to come down to positioning, but at the moment it's not really working out all that well. Been announced, farming up a little bit. Do we have the Roshan up? Not yet. It's Batrider, 1400 in the bank there. Just checking Lena as well. She's picked up 1k there. Rubik also 1600 there on the Chaos Knight as well. Particular noob. But here we go. Absolute Edge is charging the enemy jungle. They're going to look for a kill here. If they can find one, they might manage to sweep the top. Juggernaut just lagging behind by a bit. Meanwhile, Black backing off to his town. Another 2.4k in his bank as well. There's Juggernaut. Has he gone for another cleave? No, in fact, he's picking up an Ultimate Orb now. I'm just wondering, we'll see what he picks up next with that. Could be a Skadi. Just try and stop people from fleeing from him. And there we go, Absolute Legends getting ready to push the top lane. I'm missing yellow at the moment. Lena, though, will be returning there in a second. She's just picked up some wards as well. I think they might try and sneak a ward on the high ground here just so they can see what's going on. And they might also toss a ward down here as well. They've already got one off on the high ground here, although that may need replacing fairly soon. Korok now going to lead the way here, still got a BKB. How many charges left? He's down a fairly low charges, so it's not going to last him for that long. So we're going to see Alex then move up. He's going to throw some nukes in. Sing Sing also getting ready to, I think he's trying to get some iron shells down. There he is. He's moving up now to throw down some iron shells just to harass them back and also push the creep wave back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
Meanwhile, Lena still hasn't used those wards just yet. The Radiant, though, grouping up. They're going to push this fight in. I was wondering if they're going to sweep up through the mid here and then try and gank from behind, or just try and knock someone out who's hiding on top of the ramp there. But Korok is going to make his business done here on the mid tower. He's going up that tower. Reality Rip there on Alex. Alex gets pulled back there. Gets a 2-second stun. Gets his split earth down though as well. The wall gets popped down. They're going to grab on a Kuriki here. They know he's doing a lot of damage there. Focusing Kuriki. A couple of crits and down goes Kuriki. Flame Break thrown in for good mix. And the Ghost Stepper is not going to be enough to keep Batrider up. Batrider takes a fall there as well. As it looks like they're going to chase out the Black. Black Black, they're going to back off. Sony now, they throw down the Laguna Blade there. Did that hit an illusion? A buyback there from Darkseid. Darkseid's back in. Phantom Lancer gets finished off the stun there on Sony. Are they taking him the tower? The tower is gone. They do want to clean up this Raxo as well. Korok disengaging to boot. The slow, the Phantom Lance actually going to be tossed out there on Sony. Sony getting caught, and there's a Purge as well. He's in some trouble. A lot of damage going to be meted out by these illusions. He's trying to go toe-to-toe with Sing Sing. If he can get another crit down, no he can't. Not in time. As a Shuriken will help finish him just in time with the Iron Shell there. And Absolute Legends, slowly but surely, they're chipping away at these base defenses. But they still need to get this melee Rax here. Absolute Legends are still missing the Juggernaut. They might want to cancel their push in here. And a Skadi is finished for the Juggernaut. He does indeed go for that Skadi. Meanwhile, they go for the pick off in mid. It looks like they will clean up Black. Black gets too close. And he doesn't have buyback now either. It's gone for a good 4 minutes. It's definitely bad news for them. And it looks like they are going to have to try and deal with it. They're going to have to try and deal with the Chaos Knight now. Without their hard carry. This is definitely going to be a bit rough for them. The pressures come again on the top lane. They're going to push in on this Rax. Of course, the bottom Rax is still standing, so they might be able to stave off Mega Creeps for just a little while. But I still think this is all over bar the shouting in reality here. Phantasm not up for Chaos Knight. This looks like he might try and reality rift as they pick up Kuriki 4-star 4, dumps him away. And there we go, Kuriki getting cleaned up there. That's what I mean about that Laguna Blade. If Kuriki gets targeted by it, he melts so quickly. Meanwhile, Korok trying to take out this Rax. However, he's being driven back by illusions with Iron Shell on them. Pipe gets popped up by the Dire side. Korok's now moving back in here. Can he keep putting the damage on here? As he's going to reality rift, he's just going to go for a kill. 2 second stun of Steam. Can he take him out? There's the last two as well. Alex, they're going to twitch targets to Alex. Do they want to get rid of Alex? Can they take him out? Looks like Alex may get away here. And Batrider in some trouble. They get the they get the Bounty Hunter as well. As it looks like they'll also pick off Leshrac. Darkseid does manage to disengage. However, Bounty Hunter pops back up there. And Rubik's still dead at the moment. Batrider, though, still engaging. However, they are going to lose their Rax. As looks like he is going to pop Phantasm. And there we go. Korok now going to go after this Rax. Not going to bother helping Lena. Lena throws out her own stun. Does she have Laguna Blade back up? She's got Laguna Blade, but she doesn't have mana for it at the moment. She uses herself. Maybe she can survive for a few seconds. Or use the end. It doesn't matter, though. They call the GG. Lena takes a dive there. She gets cleaned up by a Janata Strike. But as it is, Absolute Legends, they do overpower Zero. And I think it just comes down to the fact, Absolute Legends, they had complete control of the map pretty much. Besides that top lane, they just made their presence known. Black just did not get enough time to farm as hard as he'd like, I think. He just didn't get time to get that last item to bulk up. If he'd gotten the heart, if he'd had time to get the heart as well, I think it could have been a very, very different game. As it was, he was still a little bit too squishy in the end. I also feel the Enchantress pick really didn't contribute that much to the game, instead of just kind of take away from the laning presence. And in the end, overall, it just hurts here. But guys, stick around. We've got game number 2 coming up. That was just game number 1 between Absolute Legends and Zero. And Zero now will be looking for an equalizer going to game number 2. But however, we'll be going to a short break after